Well, hello everybody. This is Beamer and Son Garage back for another episode. This time is an episode of Beamer and Son Garage Extra Moment, and we're in the motorhome, which is we call our mobile operational center. And you can see on TV, that's all they got, nothing but TV with the coronavirus, which they're calling it the COVID-19 virus. It's killed 50,000 people. 1 million people have been affected or have been infected with it now all over the globe. And this is the show I like here. This is my program here. It's called Motor Trend. I like this Motor Trend channel. I highly recommend anybody that is stuck at home right now to, I think it's like $2 or $3 right now. You can get the Motor Trend channel. And that's all month. It's like $3 a month or $2 a month. Right now they're running a deal. And there the guy is right there, David Freiberger. He's the main guy that brought me to the Motor Trend channel. That's the guy that's in charge of the roadkill. Him and Finnegan. This is our motorhome. This is basically our mobile operational center. And of course, what goes on behind there, we don't know. But that's what we got. COVID-19 everywhere on channels, on every channel there is. People being sprayed down, people being hosed down. They just got a stay-at-home order extended for Ohio, and that's where I'm at. So it's extended till May 1st, and we step out, and the first thing we see is a slotted mag here. I got 4 of them, and my plan was to put all 4 of these. There's one there. Of course, there's a Roadrunner. We still got the Roadrunner. She got the air grabber hood stuck up on it right now. Usually that only operates when it's running, but you can see I got a windshield wiper blade holding it up to make it look cool. But we got 4 of those rims, and there was one back there. There's 2, and then 3 over here. And we had a flat on the left front of Dusty. We call the Duster. We call Dusty. We had a flat on it, and there's the flat. And we tore out that tire that's going flat all the time, and I probably could fix it. And there's 4. So we got 4 slots, aluminum old school slots that I was going to put on the car. And so instead of doing that, I robbed the tire off the Challenger in the garage, and I sold it on Dusty. So that takes care of Dusty now. No more flat tire anymore to deal with. We just got a new Optimum battery for it. I just uncased it and installed it. So there's a new battery for Dusty. Brand new. Haven't even been used yet. And of course, Dusty, here's how the Dusty one's kept. When I got it, she was just atrocious. But there's Dusty in all her glory. The seats, I don't know what the seats are out of, but there's a new back seat I installed. The seat bottom I put in that car, and it was white. And I painted it black. I dyed it black. And that's Dusty. That's a Dusty one. It does need tires in the back. But for right now, she doesn't have a flat. She still got a whole lot of junk in the trunk. She got a lot of junk in the trunk. And there was more, too. That's just the stuff that I'm keeping. But all this stuff here, pot on top of the boom truck, all came out of Dusty, too. All that stuff right there. That all came out of the Dusty one. And the boom truck now, I keep getting asked by one gentleman what I'm going to do anything with it. And it was too cold to do anything with the boom truck. And of course, you can see I've done a lot with it. I've installed an HEI high energy ignition distributor in it. I put a fuel pump in this thing. I put a starter on this thing. I've done all kinds of stuff to this thing to get it running again. And yeah, to no avail. It's got new tires in the front. These tires in the back are brand new. It's got new tires all the way around on this truck. And there you can see the fueler neck. I installed a new fuel pump, and I'm still not getting fuel pressure. So we're going to have to work on it. We got a new flywheel right there for it. And under the flywheel is the starter in that bag right there. So we're going to install the flywheel and starter. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we'll get that. We've got 2 ways of doing it. One, we can pull the engine up and out somewhat. We'll have to pull the radiator, fan shroud, unbolt the transmission, and pull the engine up and back a little bit, and then unbolt the clutch and pressure plate from the back of the engine, then drop the flywheel off. And the reason I haven't done it yet, because I do have a flywheel inside for it, but it's actually a racing flywheel. And this engine here, I'm not sure if this is an external balance crankshaft or an internal balance. And that flywheel is off, it's for an older engine. And this engine here, I'm not really sure what year engine this is. I don't know how to tell. So basically, I'm going to have to pull it apart and then compare the flywheels and see if I, can make it work. If it doesn't work, then I'll be reduced to taking the flywheel down to, I'm probably going to go to Huck's Machine Shop. It's Kevin Mahorny out of Mount Carmel, Cincinnati, Ohio. He's out there by Eastgate. Kevin Mahorny's got a machine shop out there. I'll probably go see him and then have a new ring gear put on the flywheel. So that's going to cost a little bit of money for the ring gear and having them installed. So I need some money set back for that, for the provisions, just in case this flywheel I have on the floorboard don't work. Then the second way to try to install this and fix this truck would be to try to drop the transmission on the truck and basically unbolt it, pull the tranny back, and then get up in between the transmission and the back of the engine and drop the pressure plate and clutch disc out of it, and then pull the flywheel out. And then, of course, go through the same scenario if the flywheel works. If it doesn't, I'll take the flywheel and have a new ring gear put on the flywheel. I don't know if the one I got is going to work. But it seems like it's going to be more difficult to pull the transmission back on this truck. There's a PTO you got to deal with. There's a cross member. There's a hydraulic line. The shifter. There's a lot of stuff to deal with on a truck like this when you just pull the transmission. It's just not that easy. You got the drive shaft to unhook, the cross member to unbolt, the hydraulic, because this is the hydraulic clutch. You can see the hydraulic cylinder right there. So you're going to have to unhook the hydraulic line from the transmission. And like I said, pull the cross member, the shifter, unhook the hydraulic line for it. And then you got the PTO, has to be disconnected and completely unbolted. I don't think you can leave it hanging on the transmission. And then you still got to unbolt the transmission and then somehow pull that back and leave it hanging on the jack and hope it don't fall off. And then get in there in between the transmission and the back of the engine and unbolt the clutch and pressure plate and pull the flywheel out. That seems like a lot of work. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the radiator, unhook the, basically unbolt the air conditioner and compressor, unbolt the power steering pump right there, pull that aside, unhook the alternator over here on the other side, right there, unhook my exhaust manifold pipe to manifolds, pull the two motor mount bolts out, and the radiator, of course, will be out already. Unhook the linkage and wiring to the engine, and then unbolt the bell housing and any ground straps that will have to be unhooked. And then I should be able to take the hood off, get a cherry picker in here, or I'll probably use the white truck and pull the engine up and then back this way. So pull it up, unhook it, unhook everything, and then pull it up and then pop it loose between the back of the engine and transmission and pull the motor this way. They'll give me the clearance I need to get in there, and then pull the clutch pressure plate and then the flywheel out. And then, of course, if the flywheel works like that, I'll just install it. If not, I'll have to get a ring gear on it and then put it back together and then drop the take the engine and shove it back in there, sit it down, bolt it up, and then I'm all done. So that's where I'm at with that. And then I'll be done. But I got that to do. And that's where we're at. And then anyway, once I get all that done and get it cranking again, it's still got a fuel pressure problem. I'm still not getting any fuel pressure. You can see I still got the fuel line unhooked right here. Right there, the fuel line's unhooked. And I'm not getting any fuel. So the electric fuel pump, I installed a brand new one in the tank, and it didn't fix it. So I still got to deal with that. And then once I get that done, then I'll have, I'll have that. And, I'll have to get the fuel, have to get fuel up to it. It had a spark problem. That's why you see electronic ignition in it. And it was making some noise too. I don't know if the cam and the distributor gear is fitting right. So I got some issues there. She's got some issues. I really wanted to put another engine in it, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen because I didn't get one. So, we're just doing a little extra today, but what we got today was we got a tire fixed, and well, not fixed, we got a tire we put on dusty, and there's the old one up there flat. And then the other one that keeps going flat around here is the charger. So there's the charger, there's the 3 Magnum motor, and we love this car. But this tire right here kept going flat. So what I did was I took it off the car and I took some spray bottle with some liquid detergent in, and I soaked it all up. And I found a leak on the tire on this outer bead, and you can see the sealer. I put bead sealer all around that tire and rim inside. I put it on the bead of the tire, and then I put it on the lip of the rim, and then I reinstalled it. Basically, just put the air to it and blew it back up, and that fixed it. So that is done. So I fixed two tires today. Well, actually, I fixed one tire, and I put a tire on Dusty. So that's 2 tires done. And then what we're doing with the Charger is the fuel tank is rotted out. So we got this aluminum fuel cell my son had bought for another car, and I was going to put it in the Tempest he's got. And then I talked him into putting it in a 65 Mustang. And, well, you see where it's at now. So I got to hook the fuel line up to it here. And I haven't got that hooked up because this line's junk. And here's the new fuel hose for it. It's a 3/8 fuel line right there. So we have to install that. I need a fitting for it. It's got a it's a 1/2 inch fitting, and this is a 3/8. So I have to get a fitting for it. Once I get the fitting for it, then I'll install the fitting. I've got to cut out a little slot for it to sit down in. And once I get that down, then I'll bolt it here and here. And then there's 2 more ears there. And there's the fitting on there. It is too big. That's a 1 inch fitting. Or excuse me, it's a 1/2 inch. And this is a 3/8 fuel line. So I have to go get a fitting. I'm going to have to cut out a little hole where that hole is there. I'm going to oblong that so those will fit down into the trunk of the car. What it is this has a sump, and there's the sump. So I'm going to cut a slot out of the trunk for that to fit down in, because the fuel goes into the tank and then it goes to the bottom where that right there at the bottom there, and it collects right there, and that's where your fuel basically gravity feeds from that. So that's what I got to do. I got to do that. And once I get that done, and get the right fitting on it, I'll bolt that up. I'll hook put a new hose on it, and then we'll put some gas in it. We're probably going to run the ground right here and the sending unit here. So the fuel tank will have a gauge. It might not be correct, but it'll show we got something. So we can have an idea how much fuel we have in the car, and then that'll be done. And of course, we still got all the cars here. There's the 455 Buick 71 Custom Skylark, and over here we got our Barracuda and our Coronet. We got the Coronet here and the Charger here, and those are the Dodge brothers, and this is his cousin. It's a Plymouth and Dodge are of course affiliated. And all the way down my line here, we got the Cadillac with the 500 cubic inch big block motor. We love this Cadillac. And, there's another shot of the Charger. We just love that Charger. And then we got the Dodge 880 right there. I may use this cherry picker to do that engine work on the boom truck. I could use that, but I don't know. The white truck out there, it's awful faithful and trusty. And I'm probably going to try to utilize the white truck. If not, then the cherry picker. The problem is the cherry picker, it's not going to roll in this gravel. That's the problem with it. So if I had this all blacktop or concreted, I'd be in there. Now we got the Crown Vic here, and we got some spray on the hinge or on the release, and it's not letting me open the hood up. So let's see what happens now since I sprayed it. No, it's not wanting to. There it is. Ah, we're in. Oh, nice to see underneath the. I put this engine in this car. This is a 93 Crown Victorian, and I'm not sure if it has the P71 suspension package and the reinforced frame. I think it would, being it was a Cincinnati detective car out of Cincinnati, Ohio. And this car here was, set up with a mirrored, but didn't have any stickers on it. You can see it's still got the antennas up there on top of it. And this car, oh, it's a little dirty inside. This car has been mothballed for a while, but it's got parts piled in it. I gotta do something with this car. You can see I'm a pack rat. What's in the back here? Is it even unlocked? I don't know. Let's see. It's unlocked. There we go. Just stuck. And we got all kinds of stuff. Just tools, parts, and towels. And we need to clean this car out. We're going to get this car out, get this car going. We're going to do something. There's a guy called Cleus McFarland, and he's got a Crown Vic, and well, I got 2 of them. So we're going to get our Crown Vics out. We're going to play with them. I keep watching him on YouTube. He's supposed to start, I think it's today, with some kind of Freedom 500 race. And it's a pay-per-view, so, you know, I'm not going to be watching it, you know, pay-per-view right now with the coronavirus and money being so tight, you know. I won't be watching that. I wish I could, but pay-per-view is just not in my budget right now. Here at Beamer and Son Garage, we're on a budget, and we just don't have what some of these other guys have, you know, on the YouTube channels that you see. You know, they're getting paid, and well, and we're not. So, but here we got the Olds Omega and the trunk, and we got a new addition up here. That's Big Baby. He's camera shy. He got one look at the camera. He got scared. But then we got all the cars. You know, we got all the hot rods up on the hill over there, and you know, we got everything still. We're not going anywhere. We survived the coronavirus. I think I had it a couple months ago, and it did almost kill me. And of course, this has got the HEI distributor too. This is a 73 Fury 3 that I just love so much, the 360 2-barrel. And we just love this car. I really like this Fury 3. It's just got some neat body lines. It's the same body they used in the movie Thunderbolt and Lightfoot. It's the same car, same body style. But the one they had in that movie was a 2-door. This is a 4-door. So this would be a great, you know, police black and white, you know, clone, you know, police car cruiser clone. I think I'm going to go blue and white because when I grew up, there was a police department that ran this particular body style, and so I'm going to probably go you know, blue with white doors, probably a white deck lid and the hood white, and get me a bubble gum machine up here like I got on the tow truck, and put me a bubble gum machine up here and cruise around like that. You know, hopefully I won't get in trouble. You know, I may not put the light on it, but I'm definitely going to paint it blue and white. You can't stop me there. I'm not going to be impersonating a police officer with it. It's just for, you know, car show purposes and for my show here, you know, on YouTube with you guys. So, okay, so there we are with the Charger. It's looking better. Got a tire fixed on it. Still got to do some body work on that fender and that quarter. And then this side will be done. The Duster still, I haven't touched the body on it. I'm going to have to do something with the body to that. The guy that we bought it from, it was all purple, and he sanded it and primered it. I wish he'd just left it. You know, if you got a car at home and you're serious about it and you're really going to restore it, you're going to follow through it, okay, fine. Sand it down, prime it, but then finish it. Don't, I see it so many times, don't do the body work and then just leave it, okay? Don't tear the car down. You're going to make a race car and I'm going to tear it all apart and then you leave it. Don't do that. You know, just leave the car together. Don't touch it. You know, don't do that. I see people do that all the time. That's one of the special foam filters right there. That's a K&N. So that's a special air filter right there. But I hate that when they do that. And, you know, if you got aspirations, oh, there's that Big Baby getting in and out of the car. He's a new addition. He just showed up here. He's a stray. We just love him now. And it took me a long time to be friends with him. Hey, Big Baby. Big Baby. Nah, he's camera shy. He's really camera shy. He doesn't want to... you know, come out right now on the camera, but that's what we're doing, and that's what we've been doing here. Here's the trunk of the Olds Omega. It was all rusted when we bought it, and it's got some leaks in the trunk. I mean, you know, first of all, it's got a piece of plexiglass for a back window. That's not glass, that's plexiglass. So when it rains, the trunk fills up full of water. I'm constantly sopping it out with, you know, with towels. And then drying it out, as you can see. It doesn't even have a trunk lock right now. My son bought one, but he bought one that's not going to work for us. So we still need to get a trunk lock for it. Right now I'm using a screwdriver. And of course this is, you know, this is the Omega. And this is what she just looks like normally after I swept it last summer and cleaned it up. And I mean, we got to do something with this one. The shifter, you probably never noticed in all the episodes, that's all I have right there. That little stick right there. that's to shift the transmission. That's all I have. It was cut off like that when we bought the car. And so, yeah, and of course she does have full gauges. She does have a temperature gauge, a volt gauge, and an oil pressure. I don't believe some of them gauges work. The oil pressure gauge works, but I don't think the other gauges work. And so, and toggle switch down there, that's actually for the power to turn it off and on. That's wired up into the HDI distributor. And it wouldn't start when we bought it. It was dead. It didn't have any spark. And so what we did was we put a new pickup coil inside the distributor. So I took the distributor cap off, changed the pickup. And after I did that, it still wouldn't start. And of course, before I did that, I ran a hot wire from the positive side of the distributor over to the battery, and it wouldn't start. So I assumed the pickup was bad. So I put a pickup in it, and it still wouldn't start. Well, I didn't hook the hot wire back up. So then when I hooked the hot wire back up, then it would run. What it is, this car is a 73. So the electronic ignition was not in this car. This was a points car. So it has a 9-volt resistor wire coming from the dash out to the distributor. It was not enough voltage to spark it and ignite it and fire this thing off. So that's why I went ahead and I put a toggle switch inside the dash, and I got it wired to there, and I got it wired to there, and then the toggle switch interrupts the power. So you got 12 volts coming into the toggle. You got the other end of it from the distributor into the toggle. When you flip that, it lets the power go through. Then when you kick the toggle off, then it kills the power, kills the, the spark, and shuts down. So that's how she's starting and shutting off. I can't kill it any other way. If I didn't have the toggle in it and say the throttle stuck wide open, this car could potentially kill somebody. So I got it wired up, the toggle. You can see the wiring right there with the electrical tape of mine that I've kind of jury-rigged in there. But there it is. There's the air cleaner that I got from my great friend Craig Stillman still. It's still there. There's a big baby over there on my walking bridge. There's my walking bridge. That's the bridge I slid on the episode of SEMA Frozen in Time. That bridge was frozen. But in the garage here, this is where we were fixing. There's some other wheels there, some honeycomb wheels I got that I didn't put on. I was going to put them on the Charger, but I ended up fixing that tire. But here's some of our fuel cells that I elected not to use. There's one there, and there's another one. So there's 2 fuel cells that are good, but we're going to use them for another car. I want that aluminum one in the Charger, and I'm putting it in there. I'm the mechanic here, and my son is, kind of like it's kind of like Rollins. He finances it, and I'm like Aaron Kaufman. I do all the work, like Aaron Kaufman used to be. And but here what we got right here, this is the tire changer here, and I used it to break the bead down. And this is a bead sealer. Now, I don't know these people, tire tech, tire repair, bead sealer. I'm not affiliated with them. We'd love to advertise for them, but unfortunately, I don't have a deal with them. So I don't have any rights to this tire sealer, bead sealer. But we sure would like to talk to them, because we do like that stuff. We seal a lot of tires, fix a lot of tires, and I fixed the Charger tires. So, this is our Coates. I'm thinking it's a 40-40 or a 40-30. I don't really know. We gave $350 for this tire changer. I tried to get it down to $300, and the guy just wouldn't bite. And over here, you can see what happened to the Challenger. You got a rim on it, but we took the tire rim off of it, and we put it on Dusty. And so there's the rim that's going to go on it. I just got to get a tire and mount a tire on that rim, and then it'll be back the way she was with 4 tires on the Challenger. But that's her. That's the Challenger. And of course, cobweb. It's been a while since I've been back to this car. I got to get back in this car. But here's a new floor pan for it that I haven't installed. This here's got a new window with a new window crank. You can see that new crank sticking out. All new mechanisms in there. And I still got to finish that side over there. The window crank's in it, but it's not done. It has to be done. Unfortunately, this one here has got a short stem. So I don't know what I'm going to do here. When you put the door panel on, the knob just doesn't. The shaft's not coming. The shaft's not long enough, sticking out. So I don't know how I'm going to fix that. I don't know how I'm going to fix that. I don't know what I'm going to do. I got to figure out something on that. And once I get that done, then I'll I'll go ahead and put it together, but that's going to be a while before I get anywhere with that. Right now, the door panel will stay off of it so you can roll the window up and down. You know, I want to put the door panel on it, but it's really a drag car anyways. You know, there's a new frame rail installed there. And you can see the new frame rail has been welded in. Then I got another one for it in the trunk with all that junk piled on top of it. I guess you could say I'm a hoarder. So yeah, I'm a hoarder. I'm a scavenger. I love my car parts, and I got them piled everywhere. But that's us here at Beamer & Son Garage. That's what we do here. You know, we collect parts, and then we put them on cars. And you can see today, I dropped the part off the Challenger, and then I put it on Dusty. And, you know, there's the one that came off of Dusty. You can see she's only flat on one side, people. I mean, if I just roll it, you know, I'd be okay. No, it's not. She's flat, you know. So we did what we could with it. So that's about it. And you see what we're doing here in the coronavirus here at Beamer & Son Garage. We're still playing with our cars and playing with our junk. And that's what we do here at Beamer & Son Garage. So don't forget us. Check us out. We're going to be doing another episode tomorrow. My son's coming over tomorrow, thank God. I'll have my son here. So Beamer & Son Garage will be rocking tomorrow. This was supposed to be just an extra moment. It ended up being a little longer. But that's okay. We'll see you next time at Beamer & Son Garage. Don't forget to share, like, and tag. And please leave a comment. And like us, share us. Tell other people about us. Subscribe to Beamer & Son Garage. We need some help. We're at 251 subscribers. We're far, far, far from where we started at, but we're still far from our mark. We need to get to 1,000 subscribers, people, and we need your help. So tell your friends, tell your family, tell your coworkers, the ones that are, the ones that are going to work, and we appreciate you ones that go to work every day and keep the rest of us going. And we'll see you. We'll see you next time. We'll see you tomorrow at Beamer & Son Garage forever now, and the rest never. So don't forget us. We'll see you then. See you then, guys.